Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Coming out of the spring game, felt pretty confident about this quarterback group, this quarterback room. I thought Joe looked good. I thought Nico looked good. Even Gaston Moore. I start scrolling through social media. Some of you guys out there saying that this football team belongs to Nico Iamaleava. You even have the occasional person saying that Gaston Moore should be QB1. And I'm scratching my head saying, do these guys really? Do they really believe that? Because, look, it's all good fun. I tweeted out as soon as Gaston Moore threw a touchdown, I was on Twitter saying Gaston Moore for Heisman, and there's some good, joking going on social media. That's all fine and good, but I truly believe that some people think that Nico Iamaleava won the job based off of one spring scrimmage. And, look, I get it. We've been having the conversations all spring. How long is the leash with Joe Milton? That's not saying that Nico's better or that Nico's ready. And that's probably a key word here, that Nico is not ready. Who do you want to be your starting quarterback going into 2023? Does Nico have more natural ability? Maybe better accuracy, possibly. But who knows the offense better? Who's going into his sixth year of college football? You're talking about a guy in Joe Milton that is 23 years old versus a kid, Nico Iamaleava, who technically should still be in high school right now. And Joe, look, Joe is the guy. This was a great comment. I think John made this comment. Joe is the guy until he isn't. That's it. This football team belongs to Joe Milton. But because of the comments, I was thinking, man, did I see something different in that spring game? Because I thought Joe Milton played pretty well. And look, we got to realize the offense is dumbed down. Basic concepts are not doing anything elaborate. So you got to realize that for all three quarterbacks. But I went back and rewatched the spring game, and I took notes on it, just focusing on the quarterback play, and we're going to get into that and talk about it. But as always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Also, there's a new button down below. It just says thanks. It's like a super chat on a video. So if you want to contribute to what we are doing, hit that. It highlights your comment. We would greatly appreciate the tip in the old tip jar. But let's start this thing off. And just also real quick, a quick reminder, we will be live tonight. Going to go live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Our makeup for the NCAA stream that we had to cancel last night. We're going to do it tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come hang out. We're going to talk about this orange and white game. We'll talk about the quarterback competition. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about tonight live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. But let's first take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say about his quarterback's performance during the spring game.
Yeah, well, it's not real football at the end of the day. The defense is going to say the same thing too, right? Those guys do a great job of trying to pull off and make sure that we're not putting the quarterback in a susceptible position where they get, a hand that goes into the helmet. So it works and cuts both ways. For the quarterbacks today, I thought there was a lot of game management that was really good. All in all, their eyes, decision-making, pretty sound. There's some things accuracy-wise that we got to continue to get better. There's some things in situational football that you can't do that they'll learn from. That group's been really good with the way they compete and help each other in the meeting room, out on the grass. There's a lot of development that's left inside of that room. I love what they've done this spring, but we got to continue to grow. And that's the reality of where you're at when you end spring ball. You got a long ways to go before you're ready to play a football game. We have time. We got to be urgent in the way that we prepare. That starts when we get rolling next week.
Those are comments from Josh Heupel on his quarterbacks coming out of the spring. So let's go through this thing. I'm going to take a look at it drive by drive and also just overall numbers. We'll start with Joe Milton because he is QB1. He finished today 9 of 13 for 79 yards and a touchdown. And of that 9 of 13, I want to point out there were 2 drops by walk-ons. So technically, if those guys can catch the ball that hits them right in the chest, right in the numbers, then Joe Milton's looking at 11 of 13 for 79 yards. And some of the comments that I saw were talking about Joe Milton's accuracy. So it's interesting to me that people want to complain about Joe's accuracy when they've only seen him in one spring game, one game action type situation. You want to talk about his accuracy. That's battered VAWLS syndrome. That has nothing to do with 2023. That has to do with battered VAWLS syndrome from 2021. You can throw in another drop from Chaz Nimrod, and yes, I think the throw was low, but it hit Chaz Nimrod in the hands, and he should have pulled it in. So technically, if you want to get technical, Joe Milton should have been 12 of 13 or could have been 12 of 13. Now, the one pass that he did miss, very first play of the game, that's where I think the battered VAWLS syndrome kicked in and kind of set the stage for people's opinions for the entire spring game. And that's when they come out, they have the play dialed up. They motion Jacob Warren, fake the little quick screen, wheel route down the sideline. Jacob Warren's wide open, and Joe Milton overthrows him. And I think that triggered a lot of people, and that kind of formulated these opinions. Now, first drive, Joe's facing a 3rd and 7. Danico Slaughter with a great pass breakup. Good defensive play. That's an incomplete pass. Second drive, there was a quarterback draw set up for around 7-8 yards, blown dead early. I think, that's the thing, and Josh Heupel was just talking about it. There was another scramble play, blown dead. Blown dead 5 yards, could have easily gone for 15. If he makes the safety miss, he's taking it for a 65-yard house call. So people that say that he's standing in the pocket, not moving, there's a difference between doing that and trying to stand in the pocket and complete a pass. There's so much difference. He's got good pocket awareness. But when you're getting two-hand touch football, you can't really see what Joe can do in the run game. He did face a 1st and 10 on that second drive. He got sacked, could have possibly picked up a few yards, two-hand touch. 3rd and 10 on that second drive, slant dropped by a walk-on. We move on to the third drive. That's where he had the low throw to Chaz Nimrod. Could have been caught, but it was dropped incomplete. He did take a legit sack on a 3rd and long, but something I like about that, it was a blitz from young Arian Carter. So again, I like to see Danico Slaughter making a play. I like to see Arian Carter making a play. So if we're going to take a negative against Joe, I like a positive coming from some of those young players. Fourth drive, they kind of established the run game a little bit. That's where he hit the 45-yard sideline throw to Caleb Webb. Now that's a great catch. That goes up into double coverage. He kind of bails out Joe Milton there. So if somebody wants to complain about that throw, I get it, but it was a great catch. 2 plays later, 4-yard touchdown pass again to Caleb Webb. Fifth drive, 2nd and long. He steps up in the pocket. Play is blown dead. That's where he's like, I don't care if you're blowing the whistle. I'm going to chuck it deep anyway. That was a bad throw, nowhere near the target. So I would agree with you on some accuracy there. 6th drive had a 3rd and 5, probably a little too hot to Chaz Nimrod, incomplete in traffic. 4th and 5, you got the slant dropped by Chaz Nimrod. So that's the 6 drives that Joe Milton was a part of. He had a touchdown, 4 punts, and a turnover on downs. Again, finished the day 9 of 13, 79 yards and a touchdown, but he had two legitimate drops, one that I'm calling a drop. So where are the accuracy issues? If you think Joe had accuracy issues in the spring game, hit the comments and let me know where. Now let's talk about Nico. If what you saw in the spring game alone makes you think that Nico is ready, I want you to comment and tell me why. Just don't say Nico's quarterback 1. Tell me why. I need facts. I need reasons. Nico finished the day 8 of 16 for 112 yards. He also had 6 drives. Let's see, of those 6 drives, resulted in 10 points. He had a 24-yard touchdown run by Cam Seldon and a 39-yard field goal by J.T. Carver. He had a turnover on downs, also had a lost fumble by a walk-on, had a couple of punts. He had a wide receiver drop one of his balls as well. But again, Joe Milton, you want to talk about accuracy issues, Joe Milton had a higher completion percentage. No disrespect to Nico. Nico's a great kid. I'm excited for his future. I just don't think he's ready yet. First drive of the day, 3rd and 11, checks down to Cam Seldon. There's an overthrow there. Second drive, 3rd and 4. That's where he had the drop by the walk-on. Third drive, this was probably Nico's best drive. Third drive, they're moving the ball well. He was getting Cam Seldon involved. I love what they did with the young Cam Seldon, moving him around, using him in the slot, using him at running back. Completes a pass to a walk-on, fumbles, turnover, and Nico's off the field. Fourth drive, 3rd and 4. Man, Nico regularly used his feet to extend plays, to gain positive yards. I think he's definitely better running than Joe in different ways, though. Joe's more north-south. Nico's more elusive, more Hendon Hooker style, I would say. 1st and 10, basically had a completion, but it was called a sack because, again, two-hand touch. 3rd and 7, extends the play with his feet. This may have been his play of the day. Extends the play with his feet, kind of directs traffic. Ethan Davis down the sideline, just absolute dime of a throw to Ethan Davis. And then Seldon capped off that drive with a 24-yard touchdown. 5th drive, made another nice play with his legs on 1st and 10. Made a nice back shoulder throw. And that's the thing when we look at incompletions. He made a nice back shoulder throw on the sideline on a 3rd and 10. He threw it where only his receiver could catch it, but it was an incomplete ball. Still a great throw. 6th drive, incomplete pass on 1st and 10, thrown behind the wide receiver, had a nice run on 2nd and 10, had another nice throw to Ethan Davis, gets down on the goal line, 1st and goal. They call a corner route. He throws into coverage, should have been picked off, got lucky. 3rd and 10, Nico scrambles around everywhere. This reminded me of the Bryce Young play against Tennessee, where he just scrambled absolutely everywhere, and they blow the play dead when really nobody's in position to tackle him. Who knows what happens there? That drive resulted in a field goal, and that wraps up the day for Nico. Gaston Moore, 8 of 11, 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't need to explain to you why Gaston Moore is QB3. All I will say is remember when Harrison Bailey had himself a day on the spring game, and everybody thought he was the guy. We saw how that played out. Gaston Moore's a good quarterback. He's a good QB3. But to me, this team belongs to Joe Milton. I wanted to put out a video, kind of go through the drives, drop out the facts. And again, I rewatched the orange and white game yesterday, and all I focused on was quarterback play, accuracy. There was one play where Joe – it was the deep ball to Caleb Webb, where Caleb Webb went up and bailed him out on the 45-yard pass. I wish Joe would have looked off the safety, but really he stared down Caleb Webb the whole time to the right. I wish he would have looked left, come back right, and maybe you're not throwing into double coverage there, and it's really more of a 50-50 ball. And that's something that we saw Hendon Hooker do really, really well. So hit the comments section. If you think Nico's the guy based on what you saw in the spring game, I want to know why. Does he have more athleticism? Does he have more accuracy? Maybe, but I didn't see it in the spring game. I saw some nice plays, but the bottom line is we got a solid quarterback room, boys. We got a solid quarterback room, but we better hope Joe Milton has success and Nico has time to learn. But I wanted to make this quick video because I saw so many guys commenting one way or another. But that's going to do it for this one. You guys know where to pick up the merch. If you want to join the channel and support what we do, hit that join button down below. Also, hit that thanks button. You can drop basically a super chat on a video. We appreciate you guys. I'll be live tonight, 6:30. You want to come debate this with me? Let's come debate it. Let's talk about it. This thing is becoming a big community for Tennessee football, and I enjoy engaging with you guys when it comes to these quarterback competitions or position battles, whatever the case may be. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.